Hi everybody, and especially to the people that follow me with the Mythic deck. I'm going to do the Pentacles from the Mythic deck, the new approach to the tarot cards, by Juliet Sharman Burke and Liz Green. Now what I've done is I've done the major arcana one by one, but the suits like Pentacles and the Wands I still have to do, but the swords and the cups have been done, and I've done it like this. I've spread them all like that, and then a separate one on the page, the Knight and the Queen and King. So otherwise it will be taking too long, I notice, for me to do this series, and I want to get it finished. What I've started, I also want to finish. This is a pagan belief, the Mythic deck. It's based on a pagan lifestyle and beliefs. Now I love this deck because it's very simple, so if you want to start learning tarot, then this is one of the nicest decks to start off with, because the drawings are very clear, but it is not a traditional depiction of the cards. This is not the system of Rider-Waite. I've also put a video out there about gatekeeping with regards to tarot. Those are people that say you have to be a witch or you are a witch to be able to read tarot. Now I use this deck, but I also use Rider-Waite, and then you can see the difference if you watch my reviews or my readings. Now I love this because you do get the basic meaning, because it's also based on Rider-Waite, but because the pagans didn't agree with the beliefs of Rider-Waite, because that's more the direction of Christianity. That's why they have made this deck and brought it back to the basics of the pagan life and belief. And it is very simple, and it is the story, the mythological story and the history behind these stories are lovely, and they are sometimes very harsh, but you can relate to it with the Greek and Roman history and culture. That's why you see a lot of pictures like Greek buildings, and this really comes out in this deck quite profoundly, prominently. So I'm going to read the story of the Pentacles, so that I don't have to explain each card, because you will get it in the story. Okay, this is the suit of Pentacles, and the minor cards are numbered. The majors aren't. The suit of Pentacles, the numbered cards, the story of Daedalus, the Athenian craftsman who built the labyrinth for King Minos of Crete, is a subtle tale, and its hero is painted in many hues, for he is neither a wholly good man nor a villain, but a courteous mixture of both. This story, with the ingenious and the amoral protagonist, befits the suit of Pentacles, for it illustrates the problems, challenges, aspirations, pitfalls and complex morality of earthly endeavor, with its failures and rewards. Daedalus was descended from the royal house of Athens and was a wonderful smith. Having been instructed by the goddess Athena herself, he spent his early years perfecting his skills, and it was said that he invented the saw and the axe, as well as being the first man to fix arms, invented to saw and the axe, as well as being the first man to fix arms and legs, to to the shapeless, primitive statues of the gods. Still, in his prime, he became renowned for his ingenuity and cunning. This early success, however, was doomed by the craftsman's own flawed character. Daedalus has a nephew called Talos, and this Talos, although only 12 years old, began to surpass his gifted uncle in the art of creating tools and beautiful objects. Talos invented the potter's wheel and the compass while still a child. Daedalus grew unbearably jealous and was torn by conflict, for while he loved and admired his nephew, he was an ambitious man and could not tolerate his own reputation being threatened in such a way to be murdered. So he murdered Talos by throwing the boy from the roof of Athens' temple. Caught in the act of trying to hide his body, Daedalus was condemned but managed to flee Athens before any punishment could be visited upon him. The smith landed in Crete and sought and received the protection of King Minos. For some time he lived in a high favor of Kossos, the Minos capital, creating architectural beauties for the king and amusing the palace children with ingenious toys. But then a bad fate befell King Minos, which we have glimpsed already in the story behind the Major Arcana card of the Tower. For Minos offended the god Poseidon by refusing to sacrifice a white bull on the gold altar. And Poseidon retaliated by afflicting Minos' wife Pasiphae with a violent passion for the bull. Pasiphae, driven by her shameful compulsion, appealed to Daedalus and begged him to contrive a way in which she might meet a couple with the bull in secret. Thus Daedalus was caught once again in conflict, for Minos was his protector and patron, yet it was clear that the hand of the god lay on Pasiphae. Daedalus chose the god and constructed a wooden cow, in which Pasiphae crouched and mated with the bull. When the hideous Minotaur with the bull's head and the man's body was born from the union, King Minos, ignorant of the part which Daedalus had played in its conception, begged the smith to build a hiding place in which the monster could be concealed. Daedalus agreeably served his master once more and constructed the tortuous corridors of the labyrinth, in which once a man entered, he was irretrievably lost. But when the hero Theseus arrived in Crete to slay the Minotaur, and Minos' daughter Adriana fell in love with him, it was to be Daedalus that she turned to find a way for Theseus to enter the labyrinth and trace his steps safely out again. Daedalus again betrayed his master and made for Arena a ball of golden thread, one ended of which she held, while the young hero entered the dark corridors holding the other, slew the Minotaur, and, following the golden thread, out into the sunlight again. This time Minos discovered the treachery of his craftsman and locked Daedalus in the labyrinth, but the smith ingeniously made a pair of wings from beeswax, and wood and feathers, which the sympathetic Pasiphae brought him, and flew from one of the towers, borne by the wind, toward safe shores. Eventually he landed in Cumae, on the coast of Italy, and from there made his way to Sicily, where he gained the favour of King Cocalus. King Minos pursued him and tracked him all over Greece and Italy. The king carried with him a Triton shell, and wherever he went he promised to reward richly anyone who could pass a linen thread through it. A feat which he knew, I think it means a fate which he knew Daedalus alone could perform. In this way he found the smith's hiding place, but King Cocalus refused to part with his valued guest. Cocalus ordered his daughters to pour boiling water into Minos' bath, and Daedalus thus lived into contented and wealthy old age. And that's the story. Now, every time we have a pentacle, then you can see the story going through its stages. We've got Pentacle 1, New Beginnings. Well, out of the story, you can see that Daedalus had many new beginnings. Now, the Ace of Wands. The card of the Ace of Wands portrays a swarthy and powerful built figure and long curly brown hair and fish's tail, rising out of the depths of the sea and bearing aloft a single golden pentacle. Around him lies crates draped in vines, richly hung with ripening grapes, while in the distance can be seen the landscape of fertile green hills opening out onto the bay. Here we meet the god Poseidon, whom we encountered earlier in the Major Arcana card of the Tower. Poseidon was the son of Cronus and Rhea, and shared the fate of his with his brothers and sisters. At birth he was swallowed by his father. He was disgorged with the others when Zeus gave Cronus the drought, which made him vomit up his children. And you can see this back in the beginning of the series, because I've told the story for every Arcana, a Major Arcana card, but you can see the story is really extended and detailed. Then we go on to the Two of Pentacles, and I'll just read the keywords or how it explains who it is and what it is. The Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles, the card of the Two of Pentacles portrays Daedalus and sweary brown-haired man, wearing the orch-coloured tunic and brown leather apron in his workshop, before he stands with his work table, supported by two golden pentacles on either side of him. On the wooden trellis, cluster vines heavy with grapes, and in the background can be seen a landscape with rich green hills. In his left hand, Daedalus holds an axe, which he has just invented. In this right hand he holds the saw, also his invention. Before him on the table are spread the tools of his trade. And this is how the story is here. You see the nephew and other children. So this is really the major story that I've just read. Here you can see the nephew inventing the wheel or some other craft. So let's carry on. Three of Pentacles. The card of the Three of Pentacles portrays Daedalus standing on a raised platform or dais, still clothed in his orch tunic and leather apron. 3 Artenians stand before him, dressed in subtle but rich robes. Each offers him a golden pentacle around the 4 men. Vines hanging blah 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 from the trellises in the background to the green hills can be seen, and a clear blue sky. These are the king's children. So you can see how it grows the story, and this is what tarot is all about. The Four of Pentacles. The cord of the Four of Pentacles portrays Daedalus clutching 4 golden pentacles tightly in his arms. He stares angrily at a boy who is busy at the work table, and that is his nephew, Talus, clothed in a pale green tunic, brown-haired and dark complexion, concentrating on a beautiful golden ornament which he is in process of completing around both the artisan and his nephew, richly laden with fine twines up the trellis, while green hills can be seen in the distance, again a clear sky. Now we have the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is feeling left out. Now you can see how the story turns. He's jealous of his nephew. He feels left out because he's of his jealousy, and he wants to murder. This is the Limbereth behind him that he's created, and that he wants to throw his nephew from. Okay. The card of the Five of Pentacles portrays Daedalus shrouded in a tattered brown cloak, creeping away by night from the city where won a short time before he had achieved such acclaim. On a hill behind him stands the workshop in trellis adorned with vines and displaying 5 golden pentacles. So that is his trellis that he has, and here you can see the trellis. He's leaving his workshop because he's leaving for Crete. This trellis adorned with a vine displaying the golden pentacles. The success of Daedalus must now leave behind him. The road on which he travels leads towards a barren landscape of brown hills. In the black sky, a thin waning moon can be seen. There you go. Now, this is really beautiful. I love these pictures, and I like the way it also explains what is happening, just to remind you, to refresh you where the story behind it. Now we go on to the Six of Pentacles. I'm sorry if you hear hammering. This is the Six of Pentacles. The fortunate giving to the less fortunate. So that's where the story and the meaning comes from. The card of the Six of Pentacles portrays Daedalus on his knees in homage, hands clasped in a gesture of supplication. Seated before him, a golden throne, there is King Minos of Crete, a major man with black hair and beard and sweary complexion. Robed in regal purple and wearing a golden crown, in his hands the king holds the Six of Pentacles, offering them to Daedalus in a promise of future patronage. Behind the kneeling craftsman and the enthroned king can be seen the walls of Minos' palace, decorated and painted with friezes of bull dances and borders of grape-laden vines. Wow. Now we're going to the Seven of Pentacles. The card of the Seven of Pentacles portrays Daedalus in the palace of King Minos, to his right mounted on a painted column upon which his hand rests possessively are 6 golden pentacles. To his left stands Queen Pasiphae, Minos' wife, clothed in purple robes and wearing a golden crown on her long brown hair. She wears an expression of anguish and desperation on her face and offers the craftsman a single golden pentacle. Behind her can be seen the head and shoulders of the white bull. There you are. And here there is a bull on the painting as well. Then the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. The card of the Eight of Pentacles portrays Daedalus at his workshop in the precincts of King Cocalus' palace in Sicily. On either side of him, richly laden vines clamber up the wooden posts. Behind him can be seen a verdant vista of green mountains leading to the sea. On the ground at the craftsman's feet lie 7 golden pentacles, all in an unfinished state and awaiting future work. On the wooden table before him lies a single golden pentacle, around which Daedalus engraves the elaborate border. The Nine of Pentacles. The card of the Nine of Pentacles portrays Daedalus standing with his hands folded in a posture of satisfaction, a self-congratulatory smile on his face. He has discarded his tunic and leather apron and is now clothed in a rich ore-coloured gown trimmed with gold. On his head rests a laurel wreath. On either side of him richly lay vines climbing up to the wooden trellises, while in the distance you see the green mountains and a calm blue sea. Besides the craftsman's pile on the ground are 9 golden pentacles. So somebody's becoming a big head. The Nine of Pentacles portrays a state of great self-satisfaction. Daedalus has gambled on his dangerous venture, worked hard to develop it, taken the risk and suffered the attendant dangers, and now standing admiring the rewards which he has earned. Now, if you want to know more about this book, then you can find the book. Now it's the same color as the box. This is the modern box. Mine is already a couple of years old, but it's purple now, and you can get it on Amazon. And I think the deck is from, I don't know the publisher. Elder Books, that's the publisher. Okay. Now we've got the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles. The card of the Ten of Pentacles portrays Daedalus as an old man. Wow. There you go. As an old man. His brown hair now livery streaked with grey. He is comfortably seated with his children and grandchildren around him. The partridge and founder of a line. On either side of him, mounted on the vine-draped columns, hangs the 10 golden pentacles, 5 to his left and 5 to his right. In his lap nestles an infant playing with a golden rattle. To his left stands a woman of around 30, clothed in green and wearing a beautiful golden necklace. At his feet a boy of 10 plays with a toy golden horse. In the distance can be seen a landscape of green mountains and calm blue sea. The Ten of Pentacles portrays a situation of permanence which outlasts life of a single individual. Here the craftsman, secure in his position at the court of King Cocalus of Sicily, has at last put down roots and founded a dynasty, and so on. Now we're going on to the page and night. So if you want to follow the series, then please follow me in the next episode. Please like and share, and perhaps we all might learn from this beautiful story. Now, to get somewhere, it does take loyalty, determination, clarity, truth, and respectability. Okay. Don't be greedy, because he's paid, but he's come out unscathed. But also what comes to light here in this story is that the truth comes out as well. And you can, if you are not honest, or if you're not hardworking and you're jealous, then jealousy can follow you. So injustice, like I said, karma will come back, and that is what the story is about. I like it. I hope you too. You too do. Let me know in the reactions. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.